Okay, long time no see. I know. I'm sorry about that. Today I just want to be honest with you guys, honest with myself, that over the last 2 months, it's been hard. I've been really overwhelmed with a lot of things. And you see, before that, I was actually able to be praying 2 times a day, 45 minutes in the morning, 45 in the evening. Then I slowly got to a point where I could only do one, and that also got to a point where I could do none. So I reached out to a friend and she was like, what about instead of you trying to find 1.5 hours out of your day for you to just connect with God, how about if you just split it and spread it across the day so that you can be in constant communication and communion with God? And I was like, okay, what could go wrong? And some of you are probably like, a lot could actually go wrong with that plan. And I'm displeased to tell you that you're actually right. And I'm not saying that this was a bad idea. Actually, I still think it is an excellent alternative. But all I'm trying to say is I'm an imperfect person. And you see, the Bible says, pray continuously, pray without ceasing. And this doesn't mean that from the moment you discover Christ, from the moment you put God first in your life, you just lock yourself in a room and you pray till the day you die. No. Actually, Pastor Mike put it so well that it just means pray fast before you get into that situation, place, office, workspace, classroom. Just call on God and be like, God, may your favor abide in me. May you walk with me and talk to me and talk through me in this situation. May you use me to impact this place in a manner and in a way that is reflective of your glory. Just that. And you see, I knew all this, but for ground, I wasn't praying. I knew all this, but I wasn't putting God first. I wasn't allowing Him to carry me. As a matter of fact, my trust was in me. I was dependent on me. I didn't say it, but my life reflected that. Every single time I had the chance to pray and didn't, it showed who played God in my life. Every time I had the chance to worship God and didn't, it showed the things that I worshipped. It did. I'm sorry to say, but that is the truth. And this actually hit me on this particular day that I woke up earlier than usual to study for a cut. And by earlier than usual, I mean the time I'm actually supposed to be waking up. But oh well. So when I woke up, I immediately tried to reach out to my laptop and go on with content consumption. And God checked me so hard immediately. Like, bro, you don't know, I actually woke you up. Like, not the conventional and cliche way that everyone talks about. Okay, that too. But you do know that you've always desired and wanted to wake up at this hour, but you've never been able to do so. And you think that the moment and the one time that you actually needed to wake up, you did, was all a coincidence. And now that you're up, no thank you, no bless my day, no nothing. Just get your laptop, fire it up, and go on with reading. Like you do know, I know exactly where the questions are coming from. You do know I could actually lead you there or ensure that you're okay. But you don't want that, right? And isn't it funny how we go into situations without consulting the one person who knows exactly what we'll need and how and when we'll need it? As a matter of fact, he's the one we need. Isn't it funny how before we get married, we talk to other married people so that they can give us some advice? Before we get into business, we talk to other business people so that they can give us some advice. But we don't consult one person who actually knows how our marriage will look like. We don't consult the one person who knows exactly how our businesses will look like. The Bible says, acknowledge Him in all you do. Another translation says, seek His will in all you do. Meaning, before you go into anything, pray first. And you see, the thing about allowing the connection between you and God to win is that it's like a cancer. It spreads. It affects all areas of your life. I found myself being tempted more. I found myself being so overwhelmed with schoolwork that I didn't know if I could actually get to the end of the semester. And I found myself dealing with mental health issues for the very first time in my life. And I was generally unable to can. You know how sometimes you have things to do, but with no strength to do them. You feel weighed down by something and you don't know exactly what it is. Like your mood constantly fluctuates. I remember this particular time I was so happy, I was so elated. I had just finished a cut, I had done all the things I was supposed to do, and I was so happy. I get into the shower and in a split second, my mood changes. I go from being so happy to being so sad. And I was so sad for the next 36 hours, just like that. And today I'm not here talking about anyone else. I'm talking about me. The same person who creates these videos and posts them on his IG. The same person whose stories are always filled with godly things and inspirational messages. That's the guy I'm talking about. Me. And this has been my life for the last 8 weeks or so. Actually, it still is. Let me not act like I've already figured it out. I'm still walking through this. You see, sometimes we get so focused on bettering ourselves that we forget how to maintain the status quo. So this is for you today. If you feel like you're barely holding on, like your connection with God is waning, like your strength is dwindling, this is for you. I just want to encourage you today that you're doing all right, you're doing good, and I feel you, trust me, I do. But more importantly, God sees you. You see, like for me, I know, I am sure it's no longer an opinion, it's a fact. I know God called me to do this and so many other great things. I know. By then, no one believes in the future God has for them like I do. But somehow, some way, I still manage to feel ill-equipped. Like I don't have the strength, I don't have the bandwidth to do all the things He's called me to. Sometimes I'm just like, maybe I should just revert back to my old ways and designs in my old life. It's easier like that. But I know this is exactly what He's called me to. And maybe you're probably like, so how do I deal with this? How do I live with it now? Or is it just because you're telling us that we're in the same boat that I should feel better? No. Actually, I asked the same questions. And I remember talking to a friend, and another friend now, and I bombarded her with all this. And I thank God for my friends. Like, I have the best friends in the world. That is also not an opinion, it's a fact. Like, God speaks through them to me so many times. And I remember after telling her all this, and she was just like, who do you expect to make it right? Who? That's just the question she asked. Who do you expect to make this right? It's your God. It's your connection with Him. It's you who left Him. Therefore, the onus is on you to go back to Him. You see, God doesn't leave us. We leave Him. So it's up to us to go back to Him. And you see, the thing about our God is the moment you start walking towards Him, He starts running towards you. It's right there in the Bible. Come close to God and then come close to you. Why do you think the moment you try seeking Him, He puts godly community around you? He starts removing some people out of your life. It's not a coincidence. He's coming close to you. He's running towards you. And as I end this video today, I just want to tell you guys about something I found out about from watching a preaching. And it's God uses discomfort to reinforce dependence. That was so good. That is so good. I have to repeat it. God uses discomfort to reinforce dependence. Paul talks about the thorn in his flesh that he prayed to God 3 times for it to be removed from him so that he could serve God better. Not that he wanted to live a more comfortable life, not that he wanted to be more peaceful, not that he wanted to be more successful. No, he just wanted God to remove it so that he could serve Him better. And 3 times God's response was, no, my grace is enough, for my power is made perfect in weakness. When we are weak, He is strong. And I don't know the thorn in your flesh today. I know mine. Actually, I have a lot. But there are a lot of thorns anyway. One of them is I'm easily overwhelmed, especially when I'm not in communion with God. I'm easily overwhelmed with things that I'm doing, the schoolwork, there's videos, and many other things that God has called me to do that I can't disclose right now. I'm easily overwhelmed. But I need to constantly remind myself that when I feel the feeling of being overwhelmed kicking in, He is strong. When I'm weak, He is strong. I don't know about you. Maybe it's depression, it's anxiety. Maybe you're dealing with weed, porn, sex, alcohol. I don't know, thorn in your flesh. But when the anxiety starts kicking in, when you're weak, He is strong. When you get those feelings that make you go to those websites, He is strong. Don't doubt it. But we need to keep on realigning with the one who can ease our discomfort. I really hope this encourages someone today. I really hope this reaches out to someone. And I really hope if you're in a similar position, you reach out to God. And trust me, He'll come around to you. God bless.